How to offer up your suffering and make your suffering a prayer. So what I love about the Catholic faith is that we acknowledge that suffering is a part of life and that Jesus suffered for our sins. And what's even more special is that we can unite our suffering with Christ if we do it correctly. And I feel like the more I've really embraced or understood suffering, because although I do believe we can choose sometimes to suffer when it's totally unnecessary, there is parts of our lives that we have no choice over and we just struggle with and we suffer sometimes. That is a natural part of life. And I am guilty of being a complainer. I feel like I can complain. And by using this offering up my suffering for other causes or other people has really helped me cut back on the complaining, because how you offer up your suffering, so say you're going through something, maybe you're doing work that you don't want to be doing and you're frustrated, or something's bothering you and you just can't shake it. What you can do to channel that into goodness is say a little prayer like, God, I offer up this suffering for kids with cancer. I offer up this suffering for a peaceful outcome in the Middle East. I offer up this suffering for those who have been victims of any kind of violence, and for those people to receive graces. So you're offering up your suffering so that other people can receive graces, and it actually transforms your suffering into a greater meaning, because now you're not just suffering to suffer, you're suffering and offering up that pain and taking it in stride so that someone else can be blessed. And it's also uniting sometimes your suffering to another suffering of the world. You're offering your suffering for a soul in purgatory, that they may get out of purgatory and enter into heaven, or offering up your suffering for someone that has nobody to pray for, or someone that's struggling with loneliness. And especially if you can align your suffering with something that has to do with some other kind of suffering, like you're fighting with your family, fighting in the Middle East, war. If you're suffering from a sore throat or an illness, offer that up to someone else who is suffering with an illness or caring for an elderly loved one. There's so many things you can offer up and it becomes a prayer. Your suffering becomes a prayer for somebody else. And that is so beautiful and humbling. And it takes you out of your I'm suffering baby feeling, and it really transforms it into this other thing. And it's so you feel the grace when you're doing it, because suffering is hard. When you suffer, it's not a pretty thing. So when you offer it up, you can feel it almost lifting, and the suffering becomes less. When you unite your suffering with Jesus, your suffering becomes less, because you realize that Jesus suffered so much for you, and how really blessed you are. And even if this one thing that you're going through is hard and awful, it still doesn't take away the blessings that you already have. So I feel like this is such a powerful tool. I've been using it a lot recently, and it's been helping me zip it and stop complaining. Now, that being said, if you have something that is a real issue and you need to voice it to someone, obviously it's important to voice it. But 90% of the time, our complaining is just pure this is uncomfortable and I don't like it. And you could just use that and channel that pain to bless somebody else. Please let me know if you have any questions about this in the comments below, or have any suggestions for videos that you'd like to hear about. I'm making these videos because I believe small shifts lead to major change, and I know if you implement this, you will make a huge shift in your life today. Thank you so much. Please like the video if you liked it, and subscribe to the channel, and have a wonderful day. Bye!